Hi everyone, this is Mr. Crothers. I'll be teaching the CMT 440 course this fall. I want to talk a little bit about the course. I have a PowerPoint for Chapter 1 that I'd like to go through with you. So we'll try to make this quick. This is a real important course for you as you get ready to leave this program at Robert Morris University and move on to your careers. Some of you may have careers already. And looking to enhance it with these skills that you're getting from the program. Some of you may be looking to begin your careers. It's important to be able to manage your career correctly. That's what we'll be talking about this quarter, and so I think this should be very interesting for you. I hope very knowledgeable and helpful for you in your career planning. So let's get started. In the manual, or in the textbook, I should say, there's a statement in there. This has happened before, and it will happen again. Well, in 2008, the economy really started falling, and the job market fell apart as well. In 2009, the unemployment rate peaked at 10%. A lot of people out of work. I know several people that were laid off, and in early 2009, and were out of work till late 2010. They had families to support, responsibilities, and they were out of work. It was a tough time for a lot of people, and some of these people that were laid off at that time did not have the skill sets to obtain a job making the same amount of money as they were when they got laid off. So it was just a very tough time for them. But let's face it, now, of course, the economy is picking up. There's more jobs out there, but the economy is cyclical. So this can and will happen again. So what can you do to combat this? Well, it's your responsibility to manage your own career. So you've got to take ownership of it. You can't sit on the sidelines. You've got to take action. And that's something you need to do right now. Right now, while the economy is good, you need to take action and manage your career. And that's what we'll talk about this quarter. There seems to be a paradigm shift. I know when I first started my career, it was more about managing your job. You get the job, you manage the job, you do the job well, you take care of all of your responsibilities, you do what you can to shine, and the promotions will come. It's really not that way anymore. No one's managing your career like they used to. It's up to you to manage that career. The job is only a small part of your career. So a new paradigm. And you can see by the picture that the job in the new paradigm is a small part of your career. Of course, you still got to do a good job. You still got to manage that job correctly. But you've got to manage your career over the job. So that's what we'll talk about. We'll talk about some of the tools and some of the strategies in doing that. Talks about mindset over skill set, and it's interesting because oftentimes it's not necessarily a person with the right skill sets or the more experience that gets the position. It's somebody that has the better confidence in themselves and can articulate well what they can do for the employer. So it's real important. So you've got to, for the first thing you need to really do is proactively manage your career. And again, we'll talk about those strategies in this course. I think just doing that alone will help build the confidence in yourself that you need. But you really need the confidence when you go in and talk to a prospective employer to make them feel good about possibly hiring you. One of the things we want to talk about, one of the strategies, is setting career goals. And you really should set the long-term career goal, possibly 20 years out. Where do I want to be in 20 years? And then from there, you can set your short-term goals that will help you get to that long-term goal. I think it's real important that you really look at setting short-term goals that help propel you to meeting your long-term goal. How can you do that? Well, first of all, you choose your goal, your long-term goal. Start researching the skills and experiences required for meeting that goal. From there, you can start understanding what the short-term goals are. What are the short-term job positions I need to gain the skills and experience to get to my final destination? And then you just develop the plan to meet those career goals. So we'll talk about some of those strategies throughout the course, and hopefully by the end of this course, by the end of the 10 weeks, you'll have a better idea on how to do that. I wanted to go through the 7 truths of career success that is in the textbook. And I think these are important. I think it's something that you really need to look over and really understand. So, one of the first things to understand is the most qualified candidate does not necessarily get the job. And I talked about that in my last slide, that it's mindset over skill set. So you really need to develop the skills. You can't get hired into a position and not know how to do it. But you have to have that confidence. You have to have that mindset. You have to understand that you want this position and this is what you need to do to obtain it. Best time to work on your career is when your job is secure. And that's true. You really need to develop those plans now. It's really tough to develop those plans when you get laid off and you no longer have a job and you're trying to figure out how to feed yourself and your family while you're trying to develop this. Develop the skill sets now. One of the 7 truths is number 3, and I highlighted this because it's real important to understand. Graduating from school is the beginning of your education, not the end. It's real important that as you leave this program, you might stand there and say, I'm done. But you're not done learning. You've got to continue to enhance your skill sets, learn new skills, gain experiences, certifications, whatever is needed to help move your career along. So it's real important. An employer, this is interesting, an employer's first offer is never its best offer. So as you get offered a position, there may be an opportunity there to negotiate. Let's face it, when you go to buy a car, the first price that you get on that car is not the best price. You negotiate with them, and they come down. They've got a set price that they can come down to, and they'll come down to or near that. The same thing goes for getting a position. Number 5, always research and be plugged into your competition. And just like in business, you've got to understand what your competition is doing, and same thing with getting a position. It's real important to understand who your competition is and how you differentiate yourself from them. I thought this one was interesting. Number 6, networking is not as important as you think it is. Then the next statement says it's more important. And it's very, very true. It's not enough just to get contacts and on your LinkedIn or Facebook. It's not just that. It's really having people that you can network with, mentor, have them mentor you or help you with different skills or different things. So that's important. And then number 7, and I highlighted this as well. If you're not managing your career, nobody is. You got to understand that. You're the one that has to manage your career. You can't leave it to someone else. It's not the HR's responsibility. It's not your manager's responsibility. It's your responsibility. You've got to manage your own career. So very important. Last slide here talks about the 20 habits of highly effective job seekers. Now, I didn't put all 20, but I chose 5 that I felt were the top ones. I said this earlier. It's important to differentiate yourself from the other candidates. So you've got to find a way to differentiate yourself, and that's probably through building skills, experience, and that sort of thing. Pursue a temporary, part-time, or contract positions, things like internships, apprenticeships, even possibly doing some work for a non-for-profit organization, volunteering, that sort of thing. Maybe even getting a position, a non-paid position in a non-for-profit that helps you build some skill sets. I think that looks good to a prospective employer, and it also helps to build those skills. Improve or enhance your career portfolio documents. What you really need to do is keep these up to date, at least on an annual basis. Keep them up to date. Also, any certifications or job-related, career-related items that you get throughout the years, you need to really keep track of and put in this portfolio. When you meet with a prospective employer for a position, one of the things you really want to do is talk about the tangible results from your last position. It's really important that they understand that you're results driven and that you are able to explain how you obtain those results. So very important. And then the last one here, I think, is real important. Pay extra attention to your personal image. And this talks about a couple of things. One is your personal appearance. I think it's real important that you keep your personal appearance up, especially when you're interviewing for positions or looking for positions. Real important to dress and act professional. But one of the other things that I don't think the book really talks about, but I think is very important, is social media. Social media is a double-edged sword, because anything you put on social media can be seen by almost anybody. And they may not even be your friend on Facebook or LinkedIn, but they might have access in some way. Maybe they know somebody 5 times removed from you. So it's real important that you keep that clean as well. So we'll talk about some of this stuff throughout the course, and then hopefully here at the end of the course you'll have some very good strategies on building your career. Thank you.